That was rough. Not gonna lie. That was a tough Laker basketball game to watch against Oklahoma City Thunder the other night. We're gonna get into that a little bit later. Are the Lakers really that far behind Oklahoma City, or is it more that it was just a really bad night and maybe they are closer than we give them credit for? Can they salvage the road trip? How much can LeBron fix? We'll get into all of that later. But first, let's preview the Pelicans. So you're coming off playing the best team in the league to one of the worst teams in the league, if not the worst team. So the Pelicans has a lot of injuries. They're 2-9. They're on a 3-game losing streak. They're 29th in scoring and they're 28th in defense. So this is not a team that you look at as a big threat. But as we know in the NBA, anyone can beat anyone on any given night. There's guys that are waiting to pop off in the second units that, trust me, the Lakers have seen a lot over the years of who is this guy, and they dropped 30 on the Lakers. So they cannot overlook this team. Looking at the second game of their doubleheader, that would be a massive issue. Looking at the injury report first, Zion is out, Jordan Poole's out, and DeJounte Murray's out. So 3 of their best players will not be playing. On the Lakers side of things, LeBron and Vincent are out. Adu Thero has actually been upgraded to questionable. We might get to see him debut in a Laker uniform. And given how the Lakers played defense the other night against Oklahoma City, any wing defender that has some good defensive attributes is welcome to be playing on the floor for the Los Angeles Lakers. So hopefully we get to see a look at him. The Pelicans are young, and they actually have some fun young players despite their record. As I said, 2-9. Jeremiah Fears out of Oklahoma. This guy was a freshman last year and was fantastic heading into March Madness. He carried the Oklahoma team by himself. He's on the smaller end of guards, but he was a lottery pick. He's actually averaging 14 points per game so far in the season. He's been fantastic. He really showed himself in March Madness last year when Oklahoma only won a game or two, but he was the sole reason why they were even in it. Jeremiah Fear is going to have a long NBA career, and it's probably going to be the franchise point guard for the Pelicans. Rounding it out, so you got Sadiq Bey averaging about 13 points a game. Trey Murphy's been excellent for them. Trey Murphy the third, averaging about 19 points per game, as well as about 7 rebounds per game. He's kind of been one of the stars that's really been coming along the last few years. They got Herb Jones, 10 points per game. He's a good defender. Kevon Looney has actually been thrust in the starting lineup with Zion out. He averages only about 3 points per game, but as we all know, when he was a Golden State Warrior, he was just there to rebound and get a few putbacks. He's not an offensive threat. He's there to be a little bit of a presence inside. The guy that's about to take his job, Derek Queen, young player out of Maryland. He's been fantastic. He had 26 points in their last game. He's been averaging 11 points on the year, about 6 rebounds per game. This guy's fantastic. He had a game winner in March Madness last year. So they have 2 really fun young players with Jeremiah Fears and Derek Queen. Kind of running out the bench, you got Jose Alvarado averaging about 7 points per game. He's a very good defender. You got Micah Peavy, Jordan Hawkins, who's averaging about 4 points per game. He was a former star with the UConn Huskies, and Karlo Matkovic averaging about 5 points per game. So this team on paper has no business being in a game with the Lakers, but they do have a lot of young talent. You actually think when this team gets healthy, if you're a Pelicans fan, you're kind of sitting there going, Zion has all the talent in the world. DeJounte Murray's been a star in this league. Trey Murphy's been good. Jeremiah Fears and Derek Queen are only going to get better. Jordan Poole has been a good scorer in this league for a while. You'd think that there's a lot of young talent on this team. They just can't put it together. And when you're relying on Zion Williamson to be your star, and he's frankly never on the floor. That's been the number one pet peeve with Zion his entire career, is he's not on the floor enough to be the player that he could be. And he's dealt with so many injuries throughout his career. And, maybe a lot of jokes about his weight and everything, but not taking it as seriously in the gym and eating right. This Pelicans team on paper has a lot of talent, but they got to put that together. This team is far off from being anything in contention. But back to my point about the Lakers. On any given night, on an NBA Cup night where you know that they're going to be coming out swinging with really nothing to lose, Derek Queen, Jeremiah Fears kind of getting to show everybody who they are. What better way for them to kind of establish themselves is against the Los Angeles Lakers coming off a brutal loss. So again, the Lakers should win this game easy, but nothing's really ever easy in the NBA. The Lakers outclass them about every metric. They average about 7 to 8 more points per game than them. They hold teams about 5 points less per game than them. They shoot at a 7% better clip from the field. The rebounding numbers are about the same, hanging around 40. The Lakers average about 4 more assists per game. Basically, everything that the Pelicans do, the Lakers do better. but we're going to see what's happening coming off that loss. So getting to how much can LeBron fix, that game against Oklahoma City was brutal. And it was brutal because it was just a colossal failure from every level. It was Luka and Reeves playing way too much iso ball. Maybe that's of guys not getting open, but they certainly were not having their best nights. Luka was taking ill-advised shots. Austin Reeves was almost unplayable on the floor the other night. DeAndre Ayton was just non-existent on the offensive end. And that's something that you thought the Lakers could maybe take advantage of, was the lack of Oklahoma City size going up against Hartenstein. Did not do that. It was a bad night for everyone. It was just a bad night. They jumped out on them quick. The Lakers had the quick lead early in the first couple minutes. They never looked back. I thought J.J. Redick, I've been a massive fan of J.J. Redick this year. This was the first game since the playoffs. It was a badly coached game. I mean, he let that second quarter get way out of hand. It was basically a 20-point swing, and then he decided to call a timeout when the Lakers are down 30. Well, when you're down 30, the best defense in the league on their home floor, you're probably not coming back. That game was over at the end of the first quarter, into the second. Just disappointing. It was disappointing, not them losing. They were 7.5-point dogs going into the game. It closed at 8.5. Was the lack of fight. It was very like Oklahoma City looked like they were waiting on the game, and you thought the Lakers would be hungry to prove, hey, we're one of these teams atop the Western Conference that is going to be a threat that this Oklahoma City defending champs are going to have to deal with in the postseason. The Lakers just had no fight. That was very disappointing to see. Just a bad game all around. They didn't have Jalen Williams. Lakers didn't have LeBron James. So we can't sit here and talk about injuries. Now, LeBron would have been crucial in that game. And no, before the comments go crazy, a 29-point loss to the Thunder, LeBron is not just fixing that. This team needs to fix things fast and add some pieces if they want to be competitive with Oklahoma City, who look like they're head and shoulders above everyone else. But in terms of LeBron in that game, LeBron was needed. When there was too much iso ball from Luka and Reeves, no guys were getting open. I mean, it was awful. I mean, Oklahoma City was making them pick up their dribble right when they crossed half court. Nothing was easy. They didn't get any easy uncontested shots. This is where having LeBron able to bully ball into the paint and simply just get a bucket, go to the line and settle everything down would have been huge in that game, because with Reeves and Luka struggling, the offense was coming from nowhere else. No one could get going. LeBron is the perfect player. We've seen it time and time again. When things aren't going well, he can just get to the basket, get a quick little bunny, and kind of reset everything. So next time the Lakers play Oklahoma City, hopefully LeBron is playing. Again, a 29-point loss. LeBron does not fix everything. They didn't have Jalen Williams. That Oklahoma City Thunder team is just deep from top to bottom. I don't think the Lakers are that bad against Oklahoma City. I think Oklahoma City was waiting on them a little bit in terms of the Lakers actually performed pretty well against them last year with Luka Doncic. The last two games of the season, the Lakers blew them out one game, and they were up winning. And then remember, Luka got tossed from the game from talking to the fan. Oklahoma City was waiting on that one. They certainly got their get back on the Lakers. It's time for the Lakers to get a little get back on them here when they play them again here in a couple months. But just a poor effort. Heading on to, can they salvage the road trip? That's what my number one thing going in this game. On paper, they should destroy the Pelicans. This should not even be a game. They should beat them by 20. How are you going to respond? Against Atlanta, you got destroyed. Then you responded earlier this week against the Hornets. Kind of sluggish in the first half, but you responded with a win. You got flat out embarrassed by Oklahoma City. How are you going to respond against a Pelicans team that has no business being on the floor with you? Are you going to let them hang around? Or are you going to let this thing spiral? Or are you going to get this thing back? Because currently the Lakers are 1-2 on the road trip. They could finish the road trip with a winning record if they win the next two nights. So we'll see what happens there. But just got to see a lot of fight in this team, because that's one of the toughest things to watch is when, again, it's one thing to go lose Oklahoma City on their home floor. The Lakers were underdogs heading into the game. It's another to get absolutely outclassed in all aspects. I'm assuming the Pelicans certainly do not have the defense that the Thunder have, where they're jumping passing lanes and just getting easy buckets the other way. Turnovers has to stop. That's what got that game out of hand. I mean, 10 turnovers in the first quarter is unacceptable against the Pelicans. I want to see them not turn the ball over. Luka and Reeves getting a little bit more of an action of the offense, and DeAndre Ayton has to be aggressive. That was his worst game of the season. Outside of that game against Golden State, every other game he's been pretty good. Let's see if they can get a little get back against the Pelicans, then heading into that Saturday showdown. So I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank you for tuning into the video. Hopefully we're talking about a Laker W. Alan's going to get you guys on the morning show as well as the post-game show, and I will be back with a preview video for Saturday night. So again, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Have a good weekend, and go Lakers.